High on misty cliffs sits the Jade Pure sect, feared across the great Yan world. A fiend comes to end their feud, rising in a red skull of power. A cultivator drops to his knees, and the fiend says begging buys a quick death. The fiend brags he reached divine attainment first, eyes burning red. His huge skull mouth laughs that those who kneel, live, and the rest simply die. Below him, a white-haired fairy kneels bloody, wondering if this is really the end. A beaten elder can barely lift his head as the fiend asks if any can fight. The sect's masters lie broken in the dirt, fearing a proud legacy may end. The Jade Pure sect plaque cracks apart, its carved name splitting down the middle. The fiend's blow tears through another master, asking if the place will burn to ash. The fairy stares in horror, her body shaking, too hurt to even stand up straight. The fiend towers over her, telling her to count how few still breathe. Her eye snaps wide with raw rage, and she screams one word: no. Her fist clenches tight, because while the disciples live, the sect endures. The fairy rises in a storm of pink light, swearing the sect will not perish. Everything washes into a soft, pale glow as she locks in her final choice. Whatever it costs, she will buy the disciples time to escape the slaughter. She plants her feet, a blade at her brow, ready to hold the fiend alone. The fairy erupts, firing a blast of golden sword light at the fiend. The fiend just smiles through the glare, one red eye fixed on her attack. His hand reaches down through a swarm of purple skulls, calm as ever. The fairy pours everything in, her aura tearing loose, refusing to drop. A scream rips out, and a body goes flying inside a spinning burst of energy. The clash detonates into a blinding blast that engulfs the whole cliffside. As the light clears, the fiend freezes, thrown off balance for the first time. He recognizes the technique and names a lost art, the xianxia restraining sword. Then he snarls at the empty air, demanding whoever cast it show themselves. A calm Taoist in blue robes steps from a golden halo, landing between them. He says he's just a little ascetic Taoist, trained under the fairy on Mount Yuyu. The sect gasps his name, Han, as he plants himself before the wounded fairy. The fiend scoffs that this ascetic is a nascent soul cultivator at best. His hand crushes another elder as he brags of his soul transformation power. The fairy begs Han to run, warning the fiend is far past what he can face. Han rests a hand on her head and tells her to let him take this one. He smiles and swears a soul transformation fiend can't touch a strand of his hair. The fiend calls it arrogance, so Han offers to show him what real strength is. The hand moves in a blink, and one heavy blow cracks down on the stunned fiend. He lunges past the fiend, catching him from behind in a swirl of golden wind. Then Han unloads the 9 Dragons Devil-Expelling Seal, and searing light devours the fiend. 1,000 years back, this legend was a nobody slave, cursed with the worst luck alive. Han checks his status panel, and his spirit root reads inferior, almost hopeless for cultivating. The whole world runs on a game-style system, so he just mashes reroll for something better. The reroll lands even worse, spirit root none, and the fate brands him a destined loner for life. Han hits the floor screaming, cursing the system for that miserable roll. His thumb keeps hammering reroll, sparks flying, patience already gone. Han grinds his teeth through another junk pull, sweat pouring down. He flops onto his back, totally drained from all the rerolls. Turns out our guy came from Earth, a lonely shut-in who spent nights watching anime. He woke up reborn in a cultivation world, straight out of ancient times. His parents serve a master named Elder Iron, working his herb garden, banned from cultivating. The slaves lug water at sunset under a watchful overseer, and Han grows up among them. Back now, Han crosses his arms, dead set on rolling a real spirit root before he cultivates. Many days pass at his rundown shack by the water. Han runs his morning stretches on the porch, counting reps out loud. Then he summons the system again to test his daily luck. The dice settle on a spirit root stamped 1 in a million garbage. That result knocks him flat on his back in pure despair. Covered in snot, he wails that he knew it, then switches to rolling for fate. The fate die lands on a thumbs up, and 4 top-class fates roll in together. Han stares at the screen, barely able to process it. One fate hands him a peak technique and 1,000 spirit stones, and he hits the jackpot. He sprawls in the grass grinning, thrilled to finally catch a break. Han calms down, ready to re-roll his spirit root until 40, if that's what it takes. Living his second life, he refuses to rot here like the other slaves. He shouts at the sky that the whole world will know his name one day. A voice cuts in, calling everyone out to greet 2 immortals from the main sect. Han looks up, puzzled why powerful cultivators would bother with this place. Two immortals arrive, an armored woman and a swordsman towering over the village. The slaves crowd around in awe, wishing they could stand up there too. Han scoffs at the envy, certain a top spirit root would make him stronger than them. The swordsman warns everyone to keep clear while they guard the herb garden. Han looks up as a nervous question runs through the crowd. What happened to Elder Iron? An immortal reports a fiendish cultivator near the Jade Pure sect, so Elder Iron heads off on business while they guard the garden. Han sighs in relief, since he still needs Elder Iron's cover until he rolls a top-class root. The world is never calm, so he hopes better luck lands a top-grade root soon. Next day, he demands a super rare pull, and the system hands him trash again. A day later, he cheers like heaven picked him, then curses at the screen again. A miserable year later, he begs any god of any faith for a little luck. 2 winters pass, snow piling on the roofs, and he goes dead silent. 2 years gone, not one high-grade root, and he slumps down, asking when cultivation starts. Han nearly settles for a mid-grade root, then refuses, since a second life deserves the best. A shout goes up that the Lord is back, and Elder Iron returns, thanking the servants. The crowd grovels that serving the Lord is their highest honor. Han rolls his eyes at the bootlickers, sure their flattery earns them nothing. Then a voice calls Han and 3 others over, since the Lord wants the 4 of them. Under the night moon he freezes, then stammers out a nervous, yes. Walking over, the slaves wonder why the Lord picked them, maybe for garden duty. Elder Iron tells them to hold out their hands so he can check their spirit roots. Han panics, since Elder Iron once banned slaves from cultivating, so why flip now? He bites back his words before anything slips out. Then Han spots blood on Elder Iron's sleeve and figures he got hurt out there. Elder Iron, eyes glowing cold, orders Han to show his hands, and he obeys. Han dreads getting refined into a pill, but Elder Iron just mutters, no root, next. Turns out skipping cultivation saved him, while Elder Iron finds a root on another slave. Elder Iron offers to take that slave as his disciple and train him outside. The chosen slave beams ear to ear and shouts that he accepts on the spot. The others burn with envy, calling him a lucky dog bound for immortality. Han scoffs, betting the chosen slave never comes back, since that world eats the weak. 3 more years pass, and Han is out farming the herb field under a straw hat. Then he flops on the dirt, kicking his legs, howling with laughter. His panel finally rolls the 6 paths physique, every element at top grade. He grins at the screen, done waiting, ready to finally cultivate. He freezes again, since Elder Iron still watches, and the chosen slave never returned. The system offers to seal a small patch into a secluded world no cultivator can sense. Han smirks and calls the system too good, already loving the hidden setup. His hand taps the attribute panel to lock the secluded world in. Wrapped in blue light, Han declares he steps onto the cultivation road today. Spirit energy spirals up around him as the system roars to life. A blinding core erupts, dragging raw power in from every direction. Sitting cross-legged inside the storm, Han suddenly feels the energy shift and mutters, "What is this?" Han sits in the system menu, picking 1 cultivation path out of 7. All 6 elements should grow together, he decides, so he calls out the swordsman path. He covers his mouth and steadies himself as the choice locks in. A grin spreads across his face while blue energy wraps around him. Sword light bursts off him, his body warm, and the system warns there's no turning back. His status screen loads, packed with immortal beauty and top-tier sword talent. He squints at one weird extra column he doesn't recognize on the panel. It's Elder Iron, a 7th stage cultivator, and the screen says the man hates him. Han loses it and curses the old bastard for hating him after all his hard work. He guesses the old man hates him over his runaway parents, but the guy's been gone for years. He presses his palms together and finally begins cultivating in peace. Han swears he'll leave this small place the moment he hits the 9th stage of chi refinement. He floats in a ring of glowing orbs and figures out their raw chi around him. He can only pull 4 of the types here, so he just works with what he's got. The system gives him 2 roads, going loud as a prodigy or staying low to hide his cultivation. His eyes go wide that he can actually hide his talent, and he loves how thoughtful it is. He grins and tells the system to hand him the second one. 2 years later, he's just a straw hat farmer, hauling herbs through a quiet mountain sect. His hand sweeps over the grass, water key trailing off it into the herb bed. He runs earth key into wood key to strengthen the roots of everything he's growing. The herbs shoot up glowing, proof his 4 key types already hit the 7th stage. Eyes half shut, he checks that nobody's watching and calls it a day. Two uncles wave and ask about his harvest, and he tells them it's a good day. Village girls swoon over him, one blurting she'd marry him, and his charm stat clearly climbed. He wonders if being this handsome is a blessing or a headache the system forgot to hide. Someone calls his name, and his eyes snap up with a startled huh. Cultivator Xing steps up and tells him to follow her into the forest to talk alone. She leads the way deep under the trees while he trails behind her, uneasy. Xing never talks to servants, so he quietly asks the system about their relationship. The screen shows Xing at the 7th stage with a favorable impression of him. That stuns him. 2 whole stars with a woman he's never even spoken to before. He panics she wants his looks, but she calmly asks if he'd stay a garden slave forever. Leaning in, she says of course nobody wants to rot here as a slave for life. She offers him a deal, do her a favor, and she'll cultivate him out of his mortal status. The favor is stealing Elder Iron's alchemy recipe so she can take him to the fiendish cult. And Han realizes this woman is straight up enemy cult. Han freezes in the herb bushes as the woman calls herself fiendish cult. His head spins. Help her, and he betrays the Jade Pure sect. Refuse, and she kills him. Xing says screaming is useless with Elder Iron gone and gives him time to think. Han sits stiff beside her and does the math. They both sit at the 7th stage of chi refinement. His fist curls. He never trained with a weapon, and with her tricks, a head-on fight ends him. Han stalls, claiming he has no clue where the recipe is, and her partner guards Elder Iron's pavilion. He piles on that he has no cultivation potential for a job like this anyway. Xing just smirks, since she knows the recipe is in the residence with the old man gone for years. She promises to lure every guard off while he slips in to grab it himself. Then she leans right into his face and asks if it is really that hard. For insurance, she offers a pill. She says unlocks his potential, calling it a greeting gift. Han is not fooled for a second. A gift from this woman is obviously poison. Before he can dodge, she flicks the pill clean into his open mouth. She smiles, tells him to be a good boy, and promises to make him her husband later. Out loud, Han thanks his fairy-like miss, while in his head he curses her to hell and back. He silently orders the system to flush the pill out of his body. The system voids it, and he spits the black pill right back out. Han wipes his mouth and swears he will never forgive Xing. Now he has to decide his move. His eyes narrow. Playing along with her buys him nothing but trouble. The system shows 2 paths: steal the recipe for her favor, but earn a 5-star hatred mark from his own sect. Refuse, and once Xing leaves, he unlocks a divine sword skill, the unparalleled finger. The system even hands out missions. He mutters there is nothing to think about, and tells Xing they will always walk separate paths. The room goes dead silent while the choice settles in. Later, Han sits cross-legged on his bed in meditation until a voice jolts him upright. Xing says the recipe is in the study room, and she will pull the guard so he can slip in. He says, got it. She warns the pavilion holds formations, and one wrong move brings the old man straight back. Xing holds him in one cold, quiet stare and says nothing more. Under a full moon, the tall pavilion glows in the dark forest as Han closes in. His steps cross the stone to a fellow cultivator lying dead in a pool of blood. Xing killed him, a man she had spent years beside. Han crouches and wishes him rest, admitting he never even learned the man's name, then rushes to catch up. He bounds across the rooftops as guards shout to warn Elder Iron. Up top, he sees Xing moved fast and already emptied the whole place. With the path clear, Han figures he might as well put on an act. Chibi Han creeps around a doorframe and tiptoes into the study. He darts all over the huge room, ducking behind cabinets and stools. A black wooden case sits on a high shelf, and his hand snatches it down. He flops down and whines. The room is too big to search, ripping on Xing for making such a scene. That solid gold pencil sets him off. Elder Iron writes with gold, while the servants barely scrape by. Xing drops in through the window and snaps, demanding what he is mumbling and if he found the recipe. Han stammers no, there is too much stuff and no idea where to start. She asks if he is slacking. Xing's face darkens, and a red blade of energy curls off her finger. She saw the act and threatens to kill him like the rest. Han throws his hands up and begs her to hold on and let him explain. Right then, a white jar on the shelf tips over and falls. Both of them freeze, eyes blown wide, wondering what just came loose. A jade scroll stamped as the alchemy recipe spins into plain view. After all his stalling, it just landed in the open. The alchemy recipe rolls across the broken floor, and neither of them makes a sound. Han crouches in the wrecked study, Xing beside him. Both stunned, it slipped free. Han gapes at the case, sweating, that the recipe hid inside that plain jar all along. His stomach sinks. Once Xing holds the recipe, she has no reason to keep him alive. Then Xing throws her arms around him, calling him her lucky charm while Han freezes. Xing hugs the case, calling the quiet boy romantic. Han panics as his sword reward slips off. Han notices her breathing is ragged from luring the guards, and he weighs a sneak attack. Han grabs a heavy rod and lifts it over her head, while she frowns at the case to open it. Right as he swings, Xing's eyes snap wide and she spots the movement. Before the rod lands, green light rips through, tears the case loose, and drops Han. A pale hand shoots in and snatches the falling case out of the air. Elder Iron grips the case, power curling off him. Furious, they touch the recipe. Xing goes pale and cannot fathom when Elder Iron ever came back. Elder Iron reveals he came back long ago and waited. Only 2 disciples took his mission, which felt wrong. Then Elder Iron hurls power at Xing, shouting for the fiendish cultivator to die. The blast knocks Xing off her feet. She sees the trap now, drained and too weak to win. Xing hits the floor hard and skids across the boards, barely staying up. The recipe stays in Elder Iron's grip, and Xing knows retaking it is hopeless, so she bolts. Xing dives out the window into the night. Elder Iron yells stop, but she warns this is far from over. Elder Iron grumbles her escaping art alone saved her, while Han lies sprawled in the wreckage playing dead. Han moans on the floor that everything hurts, and weakly calls for Elder Iron. Han drags himself up, crying he nearly died fighting the witch. Elder Iron asks if they are accomplices. Elder Iron orders the whole story, and Han stalls, mumbling into it. Elder Iron laughs that Han was only used, fooled the witch wanted a husband. Han is thrilled the blame slid off. Elder Iron tells him to go back to sleep, and Han bolts off with a bright yes sir. As Han runs, the system pays out for refusing to help Xing steal the recipe, granting the unparalleled finger sword. 2 years later, a golden crescent of energy slices a thick log clean in half. Han lowers his hand, gold light spinning, and admits the skill is just a spell that splits firewood fast. Han lifts a split log, his last day cutting wood, since the herb garden no longer grows his cultivation. Han shoulders his pack. In 2 years, he raised 4 spirit roots to peak chi refinement, just fire and lightning left. Han slips off along the wall at dusk. 2 workers gossip the elder keeps chasing lifespan herbs, maybe dying. Han eyes the sky, noting Elder Iron froze at the 7th level, since raw potential decides who breaks through. Han reaches the towering gate of the Jade Pure sect, betting a garden slave counts under Elder Iron's name. Han decides to settle here and cultivate. Sure, no one uncovers him unless he meets Elder Iron. 2 gate disciples block him for a sect pass. Han calls himself a 9th level rogue cultivator, asking to join. Han lifts his chin, set on a new world. Whether this sect takes a nameless rogue at its gate is unclear. Han stands on the sect steps as 2 gate disciples choke on his 9th level claim. A warden strolls over, waves off the fuss, and checks Han really wants in at 9th level. The warden asks for a look, since fiendish cultivators keep slipping into the sect. He puts out a hand for a taste of Han's spiritual energy, and Han agrees on the spot. Han raises one finger, and gold light coils around it, the unparalleled finger sword. The gold crescent rips across the road and carves a clean chunk from the cliff face. The 2 gate disciples just stare, eyes bugging out that this guy is only 9th level. The warden clocks it as a spell, not a sword art, yet the energy runs clean, not fiendish. With a shrug, he leads Han off to register as a fresh outer sect disciple. Walking up to the halls, Han asks how to climb from the outer sect into the inner one. The warden says 2,000 fill the outer sect, but only Foundation Establishment gets you inside, which a 3-year contest's top 3 win by pill. Han asks if the inner sect is crowded, but the warden can't say. It sits in its own small world. Even outer disciples have no clue what happens inside this old, respected Great Yan name. Then Han asks the real question. Can he cultivate lightning and fire ki anywhere here? Not in the outer sect, the warden says. And he quietly wonders if Han hides a thunder root. He explains a thunder root can petition the Elder Hall, since the sect nurtures rare talent. Han crackles purple lightning over his palm and asks for a nomination, vowing to repay it. The warden lights up, agrees at once, and offers to send Han straight to the inner sect. A heavy wooden plaque hangs above the doorway, its gold letters spelling out Elder Hall. Inside, The warden tells a shadowed figure a 9th level rogue wants in, Han a step behind. The old registrar glances up with a flat, then moves to check Han's spirit root. The warden asks if the first elder is around. Not yet. Han panics a check could expose all 6 of his elements, so he has the system clamp them down to leak just a little. The warden calls it a thunder root, and when Han lets go, 3 flare at once, thunder crackling as fire and wind swirl beside it, and the room reels at a triple spirit root. Han models his new blue sect robe and fresh gear, from a sect pass to 100 spirit stones. The warden promises the inner sect on the first elder's return, leaving Han speechless as disciples cheer. Han frowns. The special treatment might wreck his quiet plans. Then a flicker in the room catches his eye. It's raw fire key in the air, so Han thanks the registrar and sets out to push fire to 9th level. Han settles cross-legged in swirling fire, knowing 6 elements make each breakthrough far harder. Up close he stays calm. His top-notch roots cover the gap, and each session just feels like added lifespan. One thought has run him since the attribute panel appeared, live long, after a past life cut short by illness. His younger self grins back, a normal guy in a hoodie, and the lesson stuck. Maybe no third life. Now his shadow sits deep in meditation, chasing no fame or fortune, only a long, long life. Half a year later, the warden hurries back, apologizing now that the first elder has returned. Then he spots Han and freezes, a bead of sweat sliding down behind his glasses. He can't believe Han cultivated in that one room the whole time, his aura climbing far past before. Han looks up through his fire aura, stunned half a year past, his fire now at 9th level as the inner sect opens up. Han stands at the Elder Hall gate, bows low, and greets the first elders. The first elder notes his fire shot up fast after 6 months sealed in one room. Another elder rates his temperament near an elite disciple, but Han modestly waves it off. A fat elder sips tea and explains the inner sect holds 18 peaks, each with its own coaching elder. If one elder likes him, he's inner sect at once, or he grinds the outer contest to foundation. Han's eye narrows, and he says he understands the whole deal completely. Up over the rooftops, he cheers a quick, "Let's go," ready to pick his peak. The elder warns each peak master differs, some flashy, some quiet, and asks what style Han wants. They ride a giant flying gourd through the clouds, the elder perched on top without a care. Han says flat out he wants low profile, since he hates crowds and hates standing out. The elder's face splits into a creepy grin, and he says one peak fits Han perfectly. A blue gourd streaks toward a far mountain as the elder promises Han will love the place. They shoot past a flock of white cranes, the gourd tiny against the huge birds. Han stares up, sweating hard, and mutters that the place is absolutely massive. The elder points ahead at the inner sect of his Jade Pure sect. Snow peaks tower over them, and Han freezes, stunned by the sheer scale. Cultivators ride swords through the air, and the elder says Han will learn that soon. He points out the intersect halls where disciples take missions and trade for supplies. Han admits he pictured a tiny sect from a wuxia drama, not this giant fortress. The elder asks what a wuxia drama even is. Han stalls, and the elder warns a fall would kill him. They reach the Jade Serene Peak, the shortest and emptiest one, barely a disciple in sight. The elder says its master Xishuan bans romance and lives in silence, so her disciples turn into hermits. He offers Han one last chance to switch peaks, and Han lights up at the amazing news. Han grins wide and greedy, hyped to cultivate in peace and grab company once he's strong. A new voice from the peak calls him a kid with a bright future ahead. A glowing array reads him out as Han, a rogue with 3 potentials. 1, a rare lightning root. Inside the hall, a woman in white and a figure in blue listen as the elder pitches Han's quiet wish. The peak's master sits silent, silver hair under an ornate headdress, calm and unreadable. Han feels a stare, and a stray thought drifts in that the peak finally has a handsome disciple. A blonde disciple winks, and Han's system pops a card, Chong Yuer, favorability 2 stars. Han says he'd gladly seal himself away 100 years, and her favorability crashes to 1 star. Fairy Xishuan finally speaks and tells him to attack her, so she can weigh his skill. Han's finger glows with firelight as he warns her he'll show his very best. He whips his hand and a golden arc rips forward in a blur of speed. The gold crescent slams towards Xishuan in her blue dress with a hard blast. She scatters the golden arc into red petals with one calm word, then admits he's not bad. Han's eye flicks as his system reports Chang Yuer's favorability back at 2 stars. Xishuan's card shows 1 star and admires his heart, and his hermit dream now sits under the peak's untouchable master. Xishuan asks if that 1 sword move is the only skill Han's got, and he admits it's all he has. The master decides the skill isn't bad and lets him stay on Jade Serene Peak for good. The fat elder clasps his hands, says he'll stop bothering them, and heads off pleased. Han catches the master staring hard at him and breaks into a nervous cold sweat. Yuer leans in and whispers that the master is waiting on a proper greeting first. Han bows deep and booms a greeting fit for an emperor, wishing her endless years of life. Xishuan wonders if he takes her for an empress, then tells Yuer to register him and prep a cave. Yuer agrees, while Han mutters, "That's really it," and she asks if he can fly a sword yet. Yuer hauls a terrified Han across the sky on her blade and says to ask her anything. She blushes at his manners and swears to shield her precious junior brother from any bullying. Even years on, Yuer still gushes that he's her only junior brother, worth every year of waiting. Back in the moment, Han rides along wondering why the Peak's women all act like hungry wolves. Yuer points him to his new cave beside hers and tells him to cultivate in peace. Alone inside, Han lets out a breath and admits the inner sect is nothing like he pictured. Resting there, he feels the gap widen as his card marks Xishuan, a nascent soul cultivator. Han recalls the first elder warning that the split between outer and inner sect can't be crossed. Only the founder ranks above nascent soul, but the man left years back and never returned. That means his own master is easily the strongest backing he has within reach. Han decides to lean on her until he grows strong, since real danger could wait outside the sect. He sits to cultivate his fire root to the 9th level, and a system menu pops up with 2 paths. One path chases glory and gear but angers the master. The other stays quiet to win her favor. Han can't see why earning approval would backfire, shrugs it off as weird, and 3 years pass. A voice calls his name, and Han turns, now a calm, seasoned cultivator after the long seclusion. It's Xishuan, on her own sword, praising him for training 3 full years without a break. Han bows on his blade and blurts that he actually needs a favor from the master. He reports his wind and fire roots hit the 9th level and asks how to raise his thunder root. Xishuan asks if he really wants a triple root foundation, and Han grins that he's chasing 6. The master's face tightens, and she tells him flat out that she's afraid he simply can't. Han's eyes blow wide in shock as his whole 6-path plan gets shut down in a few cold words. Han asks Xishuan for the reason, and she says mastering even a single key type is already brutal. She warns many roots bring harsher tribulations and wasted years, yet Han already has his own plan. Han bows low and swears his determination alone will carry him all the way to success. Xishuan studies him quietly, weighing whether the kid actually means every word of it. She points him to the sect's teleport formation, running straight to the Thunder spiritual pool. The gate drops Han into a huge hall of pillars with purple lightning arcing everywhere. Han can't believe the sheer size of it, and even from far off the key slams into him. Up close, the purity stuns him, and he spots just one other cultivator in the whole place. A giant demonic tree face lurches at Han, barking that rule breakers here get fried by lightning. Off to the side sits Mo, a silver-haired cultivator with a lightning crest and his eyes shut. Han gets an earful from Mo for screaming, while the tree spirit grovels that Mo lights up the place. Mo waves him to a spot off-center, and Han realizes it's a rare tree spirit beside them. The face looks like pure nightmare fuel, yet training beside it doubles Han's cultivation speed. A sly grin crosses Han's face. Sure, his thunder key will rock it to the 9th level fast. Han leaps up screaming that he'll grind from scratch to the 9th level in a single year. Mo writes him off. Sure, his purity's too low, and nobody climbs that high so fast. 1 year later, Mo eats his words and mutters that this guy is honestly insane, as Han sits wrapped in lightning with all 6 energies maxed for foundation establishment. Han recalls Xishuan fearing a monster tribulation, never knowing his method hides a loophole. A vortex rips open the sky, but his method lets him dodge the heavenly tribulation completely. The tree spirit's jaw drops as the tribulation forms, cursing Han's awful choice of spot. Mo asks what it means, and the spirit warns the pool doubles the tribulation's power. The spirit tells a pale Mo that nobody can save Han now, the tribulation cloud already locked in. Overhead, the cloud churns and swells, packed with raw purple lightning about to drop. Han looks tiny as the first huge bolt crashes down and the flash swallows everything white. The light clears and Han still sits there, wrapped in golden threads, totally unharmed. Mo's jaw hangs open and the tree spirit's eye flares, both stunned that he's fine. Han smirks that it's only thunder, and his method turns the lightning into pure energy. The bolts pour into him instead of tearing him apart, feeding his core with every strike. Mo has no clue what technique this is, yet Han clearly just broke into Foundation establishment. 2 years later, an attendant bills Han 100 top spirit stones for 3 years at the pool. Han strolls out through a packed cultivator street without a care, and nobody suspects a thing. His panel hits Foundation establishment 3rd level, and the system again offers fame that angers Shi Xuan, or a quiet road to a sword. Han's face goes flat, wondering just how obsessed Shi Xuan is with staying low-key. Mo steps up behind him, praising that 3rd level in 2 years ranks him among the sect's best. Han thanks him and names himself a Jade Serene Peak disciple, while Mo hails from Heavenly Thunder Peak. Mo calls it a waste and pitches Han to switch to his Heavenly Thunder Peak under a Thundermaster. Han turns him down, sworn to Shi Xuan for life, but still thanks Mo for the kind offer. Mo backs off but leaves the offer open if Han ever changes his mind down the line. Then the scene cuts to a cold eye watching Han from the shadows, clearly up to no good. Hunters comb the mountain caves for a fugitive, finding one empty and pushing on. Deeper in the forest, an elder promises a fat reward to whoever catches the traitor. The fugitive hides in the grass with her sword as a hunter reports no trace of the target. She breathes easy, finally free of the Nether cult, though her past means only one man ever backed her. One name slips out under her breath, Han, the only person she trusts to believe her. A spirit crow with a burning eye screeches that red hair is hiding in the bushes. Her eyes snap wide as the bird gives her away. A red blast rips her skyward, while hunters roar that the sinner won't escape. Far off, Han's screen reports the fugitive survived, and her favor for him hit 4 stars. He pinches his nose. Stunned, the system tracks a woman he barely knows. Back in his frost-lined cave, Han shrugs it off and keeps cultivating his fire spirit. Then a deep bell rings across the peak, and his eyes flick open. The heavy chime rolls over the temple rooftops again and again. Han wonders what happened as his senior sister Yuer waves and greets him after so long. Yuer says the master wants everyone, so the two head there together. He agrees. She lands, reads his cultivation, and gasps that he's already at Foundation establishment. Yuer panics that Han blew past her and vows she can't lose to her junior brother. The system notes her favor for Han just dropped to 1.5 stars. He stays silent. Yuer draws her sword all fired up, while Han wonders where the hurry even is. A giant bronze bell fills the view as she explains it only rings when the master summons all. They soar through the clouds, and Yuer admits this is the first ring in years. They reach a wide stone hall wrapped in drifting mist. Disciples mutter about Nether cult spies sneaking in and how bold the cult has grown. A few sisters gawk at the handsome newcomer, ready to bend the peak's rule on romance. A man in glasses guesses he's the new junior brother the master just took in. He calls himself the first disciple, running the peak while Shi Xuan cultivates in silence. Shi Xuan sits the room down and reveals the last ranked peaks must send 10 disciples at the cult. Rows of disciples settle onto their cushions and listen. Han frowns that sending the weakest peaks looks more like helping the enemy than fighting it. Shi Xuan warns a real clash with the cult is coming, and every mission now matters. The first disciple beams and pitches the sect's new elite training program for the quiet peak. He pushes up his glasses, certain the program was built for a first disciple like him. But Shi Xuan picks Han instead, praising him as a genius. The first disciple's jaw drops. The disciples erupt that their first disciple earned it over a fresh newcomer. Han throws a hand up and calls straight out to the master. He thanks Shi Xuan, but refuses, saying he'd rather cultivate quietly and leave the spot to his seniors. Inside, Han fears she's testing him as a cult spy, so refusing feels like the safer play. Shi Xuan hands the spot to the first disciple, who weeps with joy, while everyone puzzles over Han. The first disciple barges in laughing and thanks Han for the elite spot he turned down. A system window shows the disciple's favor for Han hit 1 star, and Han wishes him well. His senior sister grins and vows to look after Han now, while the poor guy sweats beside her. The first disciple pushes up his glasses, wishes Han good luck, and heads off. The senior sister notes Han never once took a sect mission and offers to guide him. Han sweats and asks if he can just skip the sect mission thing entirely. She says missions earn real resources, but Han insists his spirit stones are plenty. She adds contribution points buy pills too, and Han flatly says he's scared of death. That stuns her, and she snaps that a coward too scared to die has no business cultivating. The senior sister freezes up because that scaredy logic honestly checks out. Nearby, the master rules Han out as the Nether cult spy, yet a rogue this talented still nags at her. Her eyes narrow, and she decides to watch Han a while longer. 10 years later, Han is back at the Thunder Spirit Pool, and the old tree spirit wants answers. The tree spirit gripes that its so-called genius is still stuck at 3rd level. Han shrugs that nobody can be sure of anything, and the tree warns cultivation runs deep. Inside, Han scoffs. They see 3rd level, but he spent 400 stones to hit the real 5th. He reminds himself to spend few stones on his thunder root when an old friend calls out. It's Mo, and Han greets him and asks who the girl tucked behind him is. Mo introduces his clan sister, Mo Ju, then names Han the disciple he mentioned. She asks why he's still 3rd level. Han says he likes going steady, then sits to cultivate and tells them to back off a little. Moju scoffs that a genius Mo once admired hasn't improved a bit in years. She brags that she cracked 2 levels in 10 years and tells her brother to just watch. Moja pulls in spiritual chi to show off, but the chi around them drains too fast. Mo turns pale, shaken that Han drinks chi faster than he can. Though Mo is already 9th level, Han sits calm in a roaring vortex of ki, and Moju asks what technique he's even running. Mo blames Han's rare spirit root, but Moju counters that his level still isn't climbing. Mo's eyes sharpen as he realizes Han must have a trick to suppress his own cultivation. A dark orb of lightning wraps around Han's shadow, hinting at the power he keeps buried. Han holds up an open palm and brushes off the whole contest without a word. He tells the tree spirit to open the teleport formation and send him back, since payday is close. The tree spirit praises Han for hiding his level, then dangles a chance at huge resources. Han's eyes flick over, and he warily asks the tree whether this chance is dangerous. The tree spirit answers that real fortune always comes packaged with real risk. Han goes full deadpan and ignores the pitch, leaving the tree face fuming behind him. At the salary service center line, Han admits he's tempted, but only with zero danger. Set girls swoon over the handsome stranger, and Han sighs that his charm traps him in line. A sharp tug hits his sleeve from behind as a pink tail slips into frame. Moju latches onto his arm and coos that running into him here must be fate. Onlookers lose it as she clings tighter and leans in, saying she needs his help with a big chance. Han's face drains white as he screams inside. Another opportunity, seriously? Moju leans in grinning and tells Han this golden chance is way too good to pass up. She grabs his arm, swearing that if they play it right, real riches and bonus rewards follow. Han lifts a hand, tells her to behave, and she just blinks back, hurt and confused. Sweating, Han apologizes, says he needs to go cultivate, and quietly peels away. Moju puffs into a furious little chibi, yelling no cultivation beats a chance this huge. She whirls around mid-rant and finds only empty air where Han was standing. Han's already down the path, silently praying that Lass decided not to chase him. 2 sect girls huddle up, whispering about the handsome cultivator who just walked past. One says he beats last year's champ. An intersect competition freezes Han cold, since he trained so hard he forgot it existed. His face twists into horror as he realizes the master will never let this slide. Inside the grand hall, Han greets his master, who waves him in, saying she has news too. Han bows deep, apologizing for missing the competition, but the master waves it off. Then she frowns, asking why he's still at 3rd level. Sure, that isn't his real ceiling. Han admits he's really 9th level and hit it to stay low-key, and the system gifts him a movement art, the 7 illusionary steps. He shrugs it off, saying he just likes to cultivate, then spots someone stepping in. An old bearded man in green robes strides in, and this cranky elder is Iron himself. Han beams with a goofy grin, while the senior sister wonders why leaves drift indoors. 2 shouts ring across the pavilion at once, Iron and Han blurting each other's name. The dizzy senior sister asks if the 2 know each other, and Iron mutters it runs deeper. The master calls Han a fresh Jade Serene disciple, and tells Iron to greet a new junior brother. Iron barely holds his face together, stunned this brat clawed into the inner sect. He recalls testing Han years ago and finding 0 spirit roots, and after 20 years grinding his own breakthrough, none of it fits. The senior sister warns Iron that Han is their peak's genius, so drop any funny ideas. Iron plays it cool, red eyes glinting, claiming he just marvels at how strange the world is. The master cuts in, telling Han that since he loves cultivating this much, she has a job. She assigns him to guard the sect's 10,000 demon realm, and Han repeats it, uneasy. The senior sister begs to tag along, calling it a beast pen, while Han figures it sounds awesome and deadly. The master flatly refuses her, warning the beasts go berserk and disciples die there, and Han clocks the open favoritism. Yet she still ships Han off, saying the thick spirit key there suits his cultivating if he stays careful. Han's eyes go dark as it hits him. She never let him refuse, so he decides a zookeeper can just slack off. He cups his hands and accepts, and the master says someone will escort him to the realm. Across the courtyard, the senior sister sprints after him, yelling she will help him pack up. The master turns to Iron, ordering him to bury the grudge, then reveals Han will become a core disciple. Iron's eye burns wide as he grinds out the brat truly earned it, but his grudge is far from settled. We open on the 10,000 demon realm, jagged peaks glowing under a pink sunset. Han has been holed up in this mountain pavilion for a solid half a year now. Sprawled on the couch, he brags his wind root already climbed to the 6th level, while his other roots lag behind. Bored stiff, he opens his system and finds the relationship tab freshly updated. It says his friend Mo Ju got ambushed by rogue cultivators and fell off a cliff. Han just shrugs and wishes her luck out there. He yawns and stretches, figuring it's time to patrol and drill his 7 illusionary steps on the way. This realm is prime cultivating ground, but someone has to patrol, so the beasts never go berserk. A sharp sound cuts the air, and Han's head snaps toward it. It's just a tiny white kitten on a branch, so he grins that the beasts here look totally harmless. He strolls off humming, without a care in the world. Behind him, the kitten erupts into a giant shadow beast and lunges. The fanged jaws snap shut right where his head was, but Han already slips aside. He twists clean through the blur of claws and purple mist. The beast lands and roars, a white tiger wrapped in violet flame. Han drops into a crouch on the pavilion roof, catching his breath. His eyes narrow while loose petals drift past his cheek. That pounce was close. He's glad he mastered the 7 illusionary steps, and it nags him. The pavilion's forbidding spells never fired. He sinks into a fighting stance. Sure, this beast is no ordinary stray. If it walks straight through the barrier, those spells are useless. Red energy coils around his legs as the 7 illusionary steps ignite. The move splits him into a squad of shadow clones, and he orders them to fan out and corner the beast together. The tiger's purple eye flares, and it lets out another roar. It lands dead center, ringed by his clones on every side. The real Han lifts 2 fingers to his face and calls his unparalleled finger divine sword. The beast's eye catches the sudden flash of gold. Crossing blades of golden sword energy carve straight through the shadow. The strike rips clean across the creature's body, but the little cat scampers off the ledge unhurt, and Han gripes that only his real body deals damage, so it got away. He wipes his brow, relieved it only had speed and no attacks. Still, he can't grasp how a cat slipped past the forbidding spells. Up on the peak, he notes the beasts have gone berserk far too often lately, and decides to report it. Meanwhile, the sect elders pack the hall, blaming outsiders for riling the demon beasts and warning that nether cult spies slipped inside. The Thunder Elder pounds the table, demanding they properly probe the sect masters vanishing and the berserk beasts. Beside him, the junior sister sits dead silent, so he asks what's weighing on her mind. She keeps her eyes shut and says she'll leave these decisions to the rest of them. The Thunder Elder presses harder, asking what she knows about the talent program and where the master took his 18 core disciples. She admits she only cultivates quietly, but if a traitor hides among the elders, the Thunder Elder is the only one she trusts. Out on the hall steps, they seal the pact, and the order drops to send more disciples to guard the demon realm. 2 years later, a glowing spell circle burns across the mountains with one tiny figure at its heart. It's Han, lounging inside the forbidding spell as his own private rest stop, untouchable by anything up to Golden Core. A voice asks if he's really using the whole demon realm as his personal training ground, and he just chuckles. A burly newcomer and a young disciple spot him in panic, certain a man ignoring the spells must stand above the Golden Core realm. We open inside the glowing barrier, where Han is lounging as a fat old stranger pops up beside him. The old man raises a hand saying, "Relax. He's just another Jade Pure disciple out here." Then he reads Han's breathing and pegs him at the 9th foundation level, dead on. Han freezes inside. Stunned, this geezer cracked his cultivation, then gets asked if he came alone. Han stays calm and says his master, Fairy Shi Xuan, is the one who sent him here. That name lands hard, and the old man's eye lights up with a curious "oh?" Han brushes him off, asking why he'd owe a stranger any explanation. The old man grins that a secretive junior is fun, then warns Han he's in deep trouble. He offers to help settle it, purely because Shi Xuan is supposedly the kid's master. Right then, Han's system flashes a card, and this disciple is actually the sect master, obsessed with Shi Xuan. The old man waves at the peaks and explains every demon beast out here has gone berserk. He warns they answer to the White Dragon, a grudge-holding demon king, out for revenge on Han. He spins to press for answers and gets pure silence, calling kid with no reply. Turns out Han is picturing this fat man cozying up to the stunning Shi Xuan, screaming inside they're no match. The old man barks at him to focus, so Han groans and rewinds to what he pulled 2 years back. The old man rules Han out as the cause, blames the Nether cult, and says the drained dragon nearly killed him anyway. Han plays it off as a random technique, and the old man snaps no golden core expert matches this dragon's speed. Eyeing the fluffy dragon, Han asks if they'll kill it, and the old man asks how he'd repay the sect for such a rare beast. The dragon flops belly up, paws in the air, totally harmless, as the old man guesses Han came to farm merit. Then he makes his real pitch, betting that escape trick hides more, and tells the kid to tame the dragon himself. Han nopes out on the spot, telling him to ask someone else, since that beast swarm means certain death. Getting desperate, the old man swears he'll set the traps, dangling the sect's ultimate technique as the prize. Sure the bait landed, he chuckles that Han must be tempted, while Han quietly opens his system. The system offers 2 roads: tame the dragon for the technique, but draw the Demon King's hatred and the Nether cult, or refuse for a sword manual. Weighing a vengeful dragon and a hunting cult against 1 manual, Han deadpans a flat, no thanks. The old man staggers back in the sunset, baffled why Shi Xuan took a disciple this stubborn. Stuck alone now, the old man mutters he was right, and the white dragon rears up in its true, towering form. The old man just grins wide, glasses flashing, spitting a cold so be it as the beast bares its fangs. His power erupts in a storm of red light, and the whole beast horde closes in around him. Far off, 2 disciples cut through the forest, sent by their master to reach Han as the realm turns wild. The blonde disciple suddenly stops, shielding her eyes, sensing trouble up the path. She narrows her red eyes and warns her partner a commotion is brewing past the trees. They step clear and freeze, the green-robed disciple sweating as he stares at the wreck. A whole forest lies chopped into clean stumps, too neat for any beast riot, and they realize only a supreme sword technique could carve it like this. Han lounges on his quiet pavilion when a loud junior brother rings out and he freezes. His senior sister flies in with a huge grin, arms thrown wide, begging him to welcome her back. Another disciple steps up too, cups his hands, and calmly introduces himself as Meng. Meng says their master felt the demon realm beasts going berserk, so she sent him and Yue to guard Han. Han plays it cool about the chopped rear hill trees, then admits beasts swarmed him until an elder saved him. Meng's eyes narrow, sweat beading on his brow, and he decides to go scout the realm himself. He slings his sword on his back and walks into the forest, telling Yue to rest while he is gone. Back at the pavilion, a teapot steams over a low table with 2 cups set out. Yue leans close and warns that master fears for him, since Nether cult spies have slipped into the realm. Han sips his tea and connects the dots. Sure, this infiltration is why his mission warned of trouble. He stares into the cup and admits the demon realm is far more dangerous than he ever planned for. Yue is nursing her own cup when Han calls to her, and she blinks back a small Han deadpans an idea, asking if they should just ditch the demon realm, and Yue sputters that abandons their post. Meng stumbles back in, battered and gasping, barking at them to check if the forbidding spells still hold. His face is bruised and filthy, and once Yue confirms the wards hold, he wheezes that a beast nearly killed him. Han asks how Meng riled up a thing that strong, guessing it sits at Golden Core realm at least. Meng coughs blood and says he found prey trapped by someone, then a stronger monster ambushed him mid-retreat. Yue watches him bleed and decides this place is far too dangerous if their 7th brother is already hurt. She squints at Han, baffled he stayed here forever unscratched, while Han notes wandering wrecks you like Meng. Meng's head snaps up as he warns the juniors the swarm is swelling fast, all of it rushing one target. A herd of beasts stampedes right for them, and the grim answer lands, That target is them. The whole wave floods toward the pavilion in a blur, eating the distance in seconds. Meng's eyes blow wide as he shouts, "The numbers are hopeless, and the wards might not stop this." Han, ever the survivor, flatly asks why on earth they are not running away already. Yue snaps that this land falls under their Jade Serene Peak, so fleeing means deserting their post. Han flops down, tells her to stay and die a hero then, and vows to report her brave deeds to Master, while Meng gapes. Meng actually takes Han's side, saying other peaks share the load, so while there is life, there is hope. Move now. The beast wave crashes through, a streak of claws and dust ripping everything apart. Meng watches the pavilion splinter and notes the herd never slows, like it was never hunting them. Han studies the horde thundering past, sure they are only crossing through, and wonders what the Nether cult plans. Then his senses spike, and he warns that one predator out there glows with a fierce, fervid aura. A massive horned monster rears up behind the trio, red eyes blazing, and every one of them locks up. A black shape dives out of the sky, and Han yanks Yue in as the truth hits. A golden core beast. Yue whirls around and curses, realizing that coward Meng already bolted and left them both behind. Her eyes blow open with panic as she screams for Han to look up. The thing is right on top of them. From below, they watch the claws fan out, and Han counts them off. 6, no, 7, diving down. The monster bears down fast. Yue cries that they are finished, and Han's face goes cold and still. Then Han pulls Yue close as a blade of light bursts out, the 3 pure shadow sword he took after refusing the Sectmaster. His eye sharpens behind the glowing edge. The shadow sword swings down, and he calls one word: cut. We open on a grinning old man with wild green hair and round glasses. One of his senior sisters stands frozen in the forest, eyes wide, still shaking. She can't believe it. Han just wiped a golden core beast and 6 more at Peak Foundation establishment. The whole pack got wiped in one flash, and the senior sister stands stunned in the debris. Then we see why. Han has his back turned, 3 glowing swords circling him on their own. The sisters can't shake that cold look on his face, nothing like the junior brother they knew. The senior sister turns bright red, mumbling about how strong and handsome he is now. Back in goofy mode, Han slings a huge beast sack over his shoulder, thrilled with the haul. From above, 2 of them head off to report the 7th brother for ditching them. Near a huge golden transfer array, the crybaby disciple is bawling his eyes out. Then a fist comes flying in and cracks him clean across the face. It's the senior sister, hands on hips. Furious the beast didn't finish him. Han just watches. A beam of golden light shoots up from the array, and a voice calls out to wait up. They land at a busy market, right under a shop sign that reads "Odd Groceries." Han's face goes slack, eyes huge, the second he hears the price. The loot is worth 397 superior grade spirit stones, and he hugs the sack like treasure. Back at the sect, the sister explains it. Disciples can't kill beasts, but this one's an exception. Behind him, the crybaby gets pounded again. Han stays cool, already holding enough stones to reach golden core. The view pulls up over the sect, green-tiled rooftops stacked up the mountain. Inside the hall, Han is already down on his knees, bowed flat to the floor. He begs the master to let him leave, even offering to face a wall for 100 years. The master narrows her eyes at him, and Han quietly starts to sweat. Then the senior sister jumps in, insisting the whole mess has nothing to do with Han. The crybaby wails that the 7th brother abandoned them to the beasts and just ran. The master isn't moved. The 2 were too weak and slowed him down, and one survivor bringing news beats all 3 dying. The sister barely gets a word out before the master rules the 7th brother broke no sect rule and only saved himself. The master sends the 2 off first. They bow and leave, while Han stays put, wondering what she wants. Han starts panicking. He's sure the master wants him alone and suspects him all over again. Instead, she asks why he still acts like this after cultivating so long. Han figures she means his ambitions. He drops into a dramatic bow, declaring his one goal is immortality. She warns that seclusion alone won't get him there. In his head, Han scoffs. Only the talentless chase opportunities, and his own roots and providence are top tier. She reveals she already set one up. Clearing the 10,000 demons realm would have made him a core disciple, but he bailed on it. Then she offers a cave abode with its own spiritual pool. Han perks up and asks where it is. It sits near Jade Serene Peak, but only if he places top 3 in the intersect assessment. Han worries it means fighting and asks if it's dangerous. The master scoffs, It won't cost his life. He presses on about golden core cultivators. She says anyone at that level is already an elder or a deacon. Han's fist tightens with relief. Every entrant is only at Foundation establishment, and she confirms it. His face splits into a grin. He thanks the master and already calls that cave abode his own. Every fighter in that assessment is walking into the worst matchup of their life. Han steps to the Spirit Stone counter and orders stones worth 100 days of cultivation. The keeper logs his slot, seat 4444 in Area A. Han has 8 years before the assessment and means to burn everyone. Girls swoon as he passes, guessing he's the famed disciple of Jade Serene Peak. Han only cares about saving stones and maxing his wind spirit root. To him, the swooning crowd is vulgar noise that misses the joy of cultivating. A voice calls him up for the wind spiritual pool. He lands in a wide green valley, dotted with lumbering rock beasts, and rates this wind pool far above the old thunder one. Facing the ravine, he sets the bar. All 6 of his spirit roots must reach level 9 before the assessment. Then he spots a crowd cornering a silver-haired disciple. They sneer that he swore he'd surpass them, yet he's stuck on Foundation Establishment's first level, and tell him to kneel and beg. One bully suggests handling the kid on the spot. Han keeps chewing his watermelon, figuring trouble follows people, so he sticks to cultivating. Right then, his system blinks awake mid-bite. The screen reads oddly, and a fresh notification opens. It says it found a Tier Providence nearby and offers to show its origin. Han perks up hard at that. Below, the standoff curdles into threats about the disciplinary hall and talk of fiendish cult spies. One of them grins nastily and warns the kid to watch himself. Meanwhile, Han's system unfolds a full dossier on the boy. It names him Zhou Fan, a reborn monk whose injured numinous treasure eats his spirit chi and cripples his cultivation. Han decides he reeks of novel protagonist, a tiny angel. Han says helping him makes the road a cakewalk. A tiny devil Han fires back that side characters get ditched once the lead rises. Han picks his own path and strolls off, tossing the beaten kid a breezy believe in your destiny. Then the clock jumps 8 years. Now Han sprawls by the fire spiritual pool, done training as the assessment nears. 4 roots sit at level 9, water and earth at 8. Right then, a raw scream of "Why tears through the quiet?" Under a leafy tree, a woman with a parasol gives Zhou Fan a soft goodbye. Zhou Fan's face hangs worn and hollow as he watches her leave. His knuckles lock white while she tells him she's sorry. He's a nice guy. She glides off without a backward look, leaving him standing alone. Han strolls past, figuring the kid should have just cultivated for far fewer headaches. Zhou Fan spots him and yells for him to hold it. Han freezes mid-step, sweating, braced for a brawl. The silver-haired guy asks flat out if he's the famous Han. Han owns it and asks what he needs. He calls himself Zhou Fan of the Heavenly Thunder Peak, says Brother Mo hyped Han as a future great cultivator he's ached to meet. Inside, Han curses that hype man for the setup and braces for some dusty wuxia novel duel. Instead, Zhou Fan drops to the dirt and begs the girl magnet to teach him how to chase his sweetheart. Han cracks up in relief, blurting that he honestly thought a fight was about to pop off. Zhou Fan stays bowed, lips still split from the beating, pleading for real guidance. Han tells him to let it all go. Cultivators can't be chained by love, and seizing the great Tao hands you everything anyway. Arms crossed on the tree, Han asks if anyone's ever caught him near a woman, then says, this step, Zhou Fan, must crack alone. In the glow, Han looks almost unreal, and Zhou Fan flushes red. Stunned, his dead heart just skipped a beat. Han glances back, bragging, it's all about looks. His system then pings Zhou Fan's favorability up to 1 star, and Han feels this went sideways. A giant bell booms across the peaks. Every disciple is summoned, and Han pegs it as the intersect assessment. A bespectacled disciple jogs up beside him, greeting him warmly as senior brother. Climbing the long stone stairway, the guy says he has a question, and Han waves him on. Light flares off his glasses as he asks whether Han knows a girl named Xing Hongshuan. Han's eyes blow wide, and one panicked thought slams through him. How did he even know her name? Han freezes, then plays it cool. He asks the classmate why he's even bringing that girl up. The classmate says their peak fought a cult for years. They survived only thanks to a spy who flipped inside it. That spy is a girl, the spy girl. She was poisoned as a kid and planted in the sect against her will. She hated every second. She even tried to steal an antidote recipe off an outer sect alchemist to break the cult's leash. The classmate praises her good heart. Han sweats, because that alchemist bit lands too close to home. Then the payoff. The sect master pardoned her for the intel and made her a full inner sect disciple. The classmate gushes like a fanboy, calling her amazing and a role model for their whole generation. Han's eyes go blank. The spy girl trains on the main peak now, and she's been asking everyone about a disciple named Han Jue. The classmate grins. Wouldn't you know it, a Han Jue sits right here on Jade Serene Peak. He asks Han if that's a coincidence. Han's face goes dark inside. That girl spilled his whole cover to the entire sect. Han drops the act. He admits he's the Han Jue she knows, and back then, the servant job wasn't a choice. The classmate laughs and throws an arm around him. He never expected a lowly servant to hide this kind of talent. The classmate calls it an honor and vows top resources. Han sees her favorability at 4 stars and feels guilty about her hard life. The scene cuts hard. An elder with white hair announces the intersect assessment is starting. From her seat, she orders every peak to send 10 disciples and asks who wants in. The crowd surges and screams to join. Someone asks about the prize. The reward is the Jade Stream technique plus 500 spirit stones and an ice pier spot. Han isn't impressed. He sees no conic cave abode listed and wonders about a hidden reward. He raises his hand just to blend in. Bad move. The elder picks him first and every jaw drops that lazy Han is joining. He swears he only lifted it to show support. The elder waves it off. It went up, he's picked, done. And she just asks who else wants a slot. She sets the final quota. Han stays behind while the rest file out of the hall. On the way out, they whisper the elder wants a private session with him. A good talent gets whatever he wants, so nobody lingers. Now it's just the two of them. The elder says his cultivation jumped again and admits she underestimated him. Among drifting flowers, she says even with 3 attributes, he's the fastest riser in the sect. Han bows and credits her teaching. The elder deadpans she never taught him a thing. His cultivation and sword work are sharp, but none of it is Jade Pure Sect style. Han freezes with an awkward, She says he learned it elsewhere, then adds, she knows he trains hard and means no harm. Her eyes narrow. People say he was born in the outer sect, so he must have stumbled onto a huge lucky break as a kid. She won't pry, since everyone meets their own fortune. She tells him to go all out in the assessment and names him her personal disciple. Her sharp eye fixes on him as the title lands. Personal disciple, handed straight down by a ranking elder. Han's face short circuits. His eyes glaze, and his brain stops processing what she said. His system pings. His sect standing climbs as an elder's personal student, and he unlocks the 9 Dragons Devil Expelling Seal. Han drops into a deep bow and lays it on thick, thanking his master and shouting "Long live master" twice. The elder just watches him, calm, a faint curve on her lips. She hands him her personal jade medal and tells him he may leave. Han walked in a nobody servant and walks out an elder's chosen student, with the assessment set to expose his real strength. Han just locked in a brand new move, the 9 Dragons Devil Expelling Seal. The progress bar climbs to a full 100%. Golden lightning tears off his arm as he fires the seal for the very first time. He studies the energy curling around his palm. It counts as his 3rd magic spell, and it works almost like a palm strike. Han clenches his fist, pleased. He's got another trump card now, even if he barely understands it yet. The trouble is, his 2 heavy techniques hit far too hard. Nothing bans them in the assessment, yet he decides he can't risk either one, which leaves him almost nothing safe to fight with. A blonde senior sister pops up out of nowhere and asks if he's ready for the intersect assessment. Han greets her, then blurts out how she even got in here. She keeps that a secret and tells him to follow along. Their master sent her to explain the rules, starting with the arenas built on all 18 peaks. The disciples move peak to peak and fight until only the top 10 remain. Those 10 then clash in the intersect city, in front of the entire sect. She points at a name board and says, his first match is tomorrow, over on Tianju Peak. Han realizes barely anyone watches before the top 10. The senior sister confirms it with a quick yeet. Her eyes light up as she asks if he's gunning for the top 3. Han just says he'll try his best. She throws her fists up, thrilled, and hurries off to report back to their master. Han thanks her and tells her to take care. Alone again, he's relieved he can keep a low profile, since he really doesn't want attention. Then a voice calls him darling. A woman named Hong Xuan leans right into his face, way too close, and Han freezes up in pure panic. He points at her, flustered, and begs her to stop casually calling him that. Hong Xuan only giggles. She winks and reminds him they agreed on this act back in the outer sect. and now here they both are. Han admits the whole thing was staged. He only played along because he feared she would kill him if he refused. Hongshuan says it's fine. She took it seriously too. Han never betrayed her, and thanks to him she reached her current rank. Her eye narrows as she asks if it's true he already sits at the 9th stage of Foundation establishment. Han scratches his head and admits he's one step short. The assessment got in the way, so he couldn't push through in time. Hongshuan reaches into her robe, saying she has a pill that could push a cultivator right at that realm. She holds out a tall black pill bottle and tells him to simply keep it. Han hesitates, so she waves it off, saying she gets these regularly. He mutters that this isn't really the point. She adds that she now trains under a woman called Taoist Jingsu and gets along with her fine. Han softly says Hongshuan's name. Hongshuan wishes her darling luck and calls him a prodigy. Han shrugs that his talent is average, but she swears she'll keep helping him. His eye widens as her offer fully sinks in. Han grips the dark bottle, and red light flares off it across the floor. This is clearly no cheap pill. He stares at the vial resting in his hand. This tiny thing is the real reason to stay careful. The scene cuts to a bright hall. Hongshuan kneels far across the stone floor while her master Jingsu speaks to her disciple. Jingsu asks whether she regrets handing that jade pure pill to the kid. Hongshuan answers no, because she has fallen straight into the trap of love. Jingsu scoffs and asks if it's only about the boy's good looks. Blushing, Hongshuan asks if that alone isn't reason enough. Jingsu falls silent, then says she just doesn't think he's worth the help. Hongshuan insists his talent is rare. He hadn't even started cultivating when they met, yet he already reached the 9th stage. Jingsu finds it strange she has never heard of him in all these years. Hongshuan explains he stayed quiet and cultivated in seclusion, even refusing an offer from the sect master out of fear of death. Jingsu smirks that she should watch this one closely. Back at the arena, Han's eye twitches. The senior sister swore the crowds only gather at the top 10 stage. Instead, a wall of spectators already roars, waving banners and cheering him on. The stands are packed to the rails around a huge stone platform, and Han quietly loses it over how he can stay low-key now. Then the system pops up with 2 offers. Option 1 is to win in flashy fashion and pocket 1,000 top-grade spirit stones. Option 2 is to keep a low profile into the top 3 and claim a numinous treasure instead. The system pops up the second the assessment begins and lays out 2 offers. Han can win loud for 1,000 spirit stones, or stay quiet in the top 3 and grab a numinous treasure. Han taps the low-profile option without blinking. He figures the system always leaves him a calm path, probably because of that very first choice he made. Out on the arena, Han stares up at the open sky. If every round stays this smooth, he can coast in the shadows until nobody can touch him. A banner lights up overhead and calls the first match. Han from the Jade Serene Peak draws a challenger from the Tianju Peak. Up in the stands, the junior sister bounces on her toes, telling Mo that Han's fight is about to start. Mo shrugs that it might be worth a watch. Her whole face lights up as she swears Han will hand the crowd a real surprise today. Down on the stage, Han is already a screaming, sweating mess, his little chibi face totally overwhelmed. He tumbles through the air, howling for his mommy, while the challenger tosses him all over the platform. The challenger comes charging in with a move called Ground Rush, blasting a wave of force right at him. He curls his lip and grumbles that facing such a pathetic noob in the very first round is a total waste of his time. The crowd up in the stands starts groaning. This whole match is boring, and people just want to leave already. They gripe that he only knows how to run and dodge, like it is some endurance test instead of a real duel. Brother Mo keeps his eyes locked on the stage and says it flat out. Han is doing every bit of this on purpose. Back on the platform, Han keeps stumbling and yelping, selling the helpless act as hard as he can. He admits to himself that faking this is exhausting, and he really hopes the seats have emptied out by now. Han sneaks a look around and grins. Barely anyone is left watching, and even the judges have dozed off. The 3 judges slump over their table, snoring away. Han decides this is finally his chance. The challenger hoists a curved scythe overhead, bragging that he is too bored to even bother with his big moves. His eyes flare bright as he swears to end it and kick Han clean off the stage. Han grins wide and clamps a hand over the challenger's face out of nowhere. In your dreams. A blast of dust erupts across the arena and snaps the sleeping judges awake in a panic. The challenger crashes flat onto the cracked stone, tongue hanging out, knocked completely cold. the announcer names Han the winner, and he offers a tiny polite thank you while the two seniors just stare. The junior sister turns to Mo and asks why Han did not just win the thing outright. Han says it took him a while to find the weakness, and Mo explains every match ran the same way: empty stands and sleeping judges. She puffs out her cheeks, and Mo tells her she is making her little crush way too obvious. Mo says Han grinds nonstop and won't let anybody slow his cultivation. She wonders what the point of living even is, if it is all just training. He answers that everyone chases a different goal, and the thing Han chases is immortality, the great Tao itself. He admits straight up that he is no match for Han, and that the two of them are the very same kind of person. At sunset, Han weighs his next headache. The top 10 will be far harder to coast through, and even Joe Fan clawed his way in. He settles down cross-legged to meditate and push his power higher, just to be safe. Deep in a silent forest, thin beams of sunlight cut down through the tall trees. Han's eye snaps open. Not a single leaf is moving, so where is that wind sound even coming from? Purple mist coils in around him while he sits, and he starts to wonder if the place is haunted. Something drifts up close behind him in the dark, and the whole air turns heavy and wrong. Han cuts loose his 9 dragons devil expelling seal, and a pillar of golden light rips the shadow apart. He catches the dark thing still clinging on, and mutters that there are leftovers to finish off. Eyes burning red, Han snarls at it for still not giving up and winds his hand back again. Another golden blast goes off and lights the entire forest up in fire. The shadow suddenly starts shouting at him, begging him to wait and just stop. Han realizes the thing can actually talk and think, right as it pleads with him to leave and calls him a monster. An old man tumbles out of the smoke, screaming that he is the great grand elder of the sect, and to quit hitting him. The elder rages that the Jade Pure sect would raise a monster like this, one who beats down his own elders. Han's eye goes huge as it finally sinks in. The furious old man he just blasted over and over is the sect's great grand elder. The old elder is still howling that Han dared blast a living person, demanding to know where the sect rules went. Han stays calm and asks why an elder was skulking through the dark forest at midnight. The old man huffs he was cultivating a divine art. The elder's eyes turn sharp behind the ranting. That blast nearly wrecked his primordial spirit, more than he could take in his true body. Han says he will report all this to his master, since the old man is scaring him half to death. The elder panics and begs him not to tell her. That one word freezes Han, and he asks how the stranger even knows his master. The elder puffs up and reveals Han's master is his own disciple, along with the sect master. Then he offers to pretend nothing happened. A sly grin spreads over the old man as he calls Han talented and asks if he wants to inherit his legacy. Han just blinks and asks what legacy. The elder holds up a battered manual for the heavenly constellation Golden Body, bragging only he and the sect master know it. Han admits it sounds impressive. Then Han looks at the offer flatly and turns it down, thanking the old man for his kindness anyway. That rejection makes the elder choke, and he storms off. Han wonders why the man he nearly killed is suddenly this friendly. Back home, Han lays it all out to his master, a calm, white-haired woman. She sighs. The old man is acting up again and will find him tomorrow. His master swears she will deal with the elder herself if he returns, and Han bows in thanks before she sends him to rest. Before he leaves, Han asks if the heavenly constellation Golden Body is actually good, since the old man pushed it so hard. His master blushes and hides her mouth, admitting it is the strongest technique in the sect. The catch is that cultivating it means cutting off your roots. Han asks what roots, and she says the thing that makes you a man. The truth finally lands on Han. Both the elder and the sect master must have already done it themselves. His master coughs and warns it can never get out. Under the moonlit tower, Han leaves shaking his head, deciding these guys top even him, since they gave up their manhood to dodge women. The scene jumps to the intersect city, where the top 10 assessment is about to begin, and spectators from every peak pack the arena. The crowd goes wild for someone waddling around in a full panda costume, chanting his nickname while a cluster of fangirls swoons. Down below, Han eyes the packed stands and frets that playing week will be brutal with this many people watching. He thinks about just ending things fast. A voice cries that junior brother finally arrived, and a senior sister in white armor rushes straight at him. A whole block of the crowd waves handmade banners, cheering for junior brother Han to grab first place for them. Han is left speechless. then manages a polite thank you and a promise to try his best. His eyes lock onto one figure in the stands. Seated in the crowd is Joe Fan, a gray-haired disciple in a heavy fur collar, watching the arena while people buzz around him. Joe Fan lifts his head, his face set in a hard frown that shows he did not come to play around. Beside him, a companion leans in and warns that his toughest opponent this assessment will be Han. The companion smirks that Han has hidden his real strength, matching the elite disciples of their peak. Joe Fan smirks it will not matter, since Han is no match for him now that he holds a powerful trump card. Nearby, a pink-haired girl throws up a cheerful pose and shouts that Brother Han will surely seize first place. The senior sister shoots her a frosty look and coldly asks just who this girl even is. Sparks crackle as the pink-haired girl snaps back asking why she cares. The senior sister suggests she grow up first, or Han could land in jail. Right then, a red-haired woman glides over, one hand on her chest, and coos out a sweet little darling. The other two round on her at once, demanding who she is to call him darling. She replies that she calls him that on her own. Trapped between all three, Han turns pale and slack-jawed, dreading where all this is heading. An elder finally booms for silence, declaring the top 10 assessment open and calling up the first match. The presiding judge lifts a hand between the fighters and announces Han of the Jade Serene Peak against Joe Fan of the Heavenly Thunder Peak. The stands buzz about Joe Fan, once written off as trash, now crushing opponents in seconds after gaining a Dharma treasure. Word spreads the Sword Peak's top disciple will fight him if he cracks the top 3. A sect brother nudges Han and teases that he could have sworn Han claimed he never got close to any girls. Han slumps with a heavy sweat and mutters that he never wanted any of this, and honestly, he is in total despair too. Across the platform, Joe Fan cradles a glowing purple orb in his palm and growls that this time Han is finished. Joe Fan's eyes blaze with violet energy as he warns Han to give this fight everything he has. The orb hardens into a massive weapon, snapping with purple lightning, his hidden Dharma treasure, and the arena holds its breath for what comes next. Joe Fan hovers over the arena, spinning his purple treasure, and dares Han to take the first strike. He grins wide and waves Han ahead, calling him brother, acting like the match is already won. Han doesn't flinch. He looks straight back, calm as ever, and tells him he brought this on himself. The old elder shoots his hand into the air and shouts for the battle to finally begin. Gold light erupts around Han's blade, and he says he is pouring everything into one single strike. His arms spread wide as gold lightning coils around him, and he tells Joe Fan to get ready for it. Joe Fan's eye twitches. He clearly has the upper hand, so why does that warning from the others creep back? A memory hits him. A senior named Mo admits he is nowhere near Han, calling him a rival, not an enemy. Another disciple adds that trading blows with Han is a gift, since his talent is a model for everyone. Back in the present, Joe Fan rejects all of it. He swears he beats Han today and decides his own fate. An old sneer flashes up, a figure under a hat calling him nothing, and he vows to make them regret it. The crowd screams to look as Raw Ki rips across the platform, and they ask what that terrifying power is. Joe Fan's treasure slams up a wall of purple light, his absolute defense meeting the blow head on. He grins through the strain, blood on his teeth, snarling that talent means nothing and Han will kneel. Han drives the golden sword straight down into that purple shield with every bit of force behind it. The pink-haired girl stares wide-eyed as the crowd frets. The treasure makes Joe Fan far stronger, and Han is done. The senior sister snaps he is nowhere near Han's level, and the red-haired one purrs she just knows him better. Then all three freeze, eyes blown wide, asking what happened and whether the whole fight is already over. Joe Fan's head snaps back, and blood sprays as the golden strike blasts clean through his guard. Han stands untouched in the wreckage as the shattered defense rains down around him and Joe Fan drops. A watching elder catches the blast of debris full in the face, jaw hanging, too stunned to speak. Joe Fan stands alone, a small broken shadow on the platform as the crowd writes him off as mediocre. The senior sister sweats and says she told them Han was this strong, and the pink-haired girl just huffs. Attendants haul Joe Fan's limp body off the platform while the three girls watch from the stands. Up close, Joe Fan admits it is over, and he lost. And it hits him that Han was holding back the whole time. The elder lifts a lottery tube for the top 5 round. One lucky draw skips straight into the top 3. Han reaches in for a stick while the elder explains the lot marked with red wins that free pass. His fingers pull out the one tipped in red, and the elder names Han the disciple, jumping to the top 3. Han turns away smiling that his absolute fortune is no joke, and this pass lets him pick his own cave abode. Up on the arena, the last 4 fight it out, yet nobody can figure out why 2 of them just stand frozen. 2 psychic cultivators let their spirit beasts clash while they stay still, and the crowd groans. It is boring. 2 muscle-bound brutes just grip and shove with glowing eyes, and viewers beg them to use an actual skill. The elder unrolls a scroll, declares the top 3 set, and starts reading out the rules for the finals. A hand shoots up before he can even finish, and a voice cuts him off to forfeit right on the spot. The other 2 finalists jerk sideways, question marks everywhere, none of them buying what they just heard. It is Han. He claims he burned every drop of ki, ending the last fight fast, so he withdraws and takes 3rd. The elder's face sags, sweat rolling down, completely out of words at such a shameless excuse. He gives in, names Han 3rd place, and tells him to grab his rewards later, and Han thanks him for it. The stands erupt, calling it a joke, though some decide Jofan wasn't weak and Han was smart to go all out. Then bandaged Jofan watches Han and mutters, he isn't that weak, right as the system pings that his favorability toward Han just hit 2 stars, leaving our guy completely lost. Han takes 3rd in the assessment, and the system hands him a reward. It's the golden cicada robe, a 7th grade treasure that can even tank a hit from a soul formation expert. The old elder frowns and asks why he's this thrilled about 3rd place. Han just smiles and says his master only told him to try his best. They climb the long stairs to the main peak, and the elder admits it's not bad for a guy who only tried his best. A hooded elder named Jingshu welcomes the 3 as elite disciples. Each one gets to claim a Connaught cave abode, and 1st place picks 1st. Jingshu holds up a glowing orb in her palm, 1 guide light meant for each abode. She explains the 3 abodes sit at the edge of a mountain range, ringed by the 18 peaks. The orbs will lead each disciple to his cave, and from now on, they also guard the place. Han sweats and wonders if they just got turned into security guards. The 1st abode is rich with fire and wind chi. 1 finalist grabs it fast, saying it suits him just fine. The 2nd one holds water, fire, and wood chi. The other finalist claims it to push his own cultivation. That leaves Han the last abode, with every chi type but each one thin as a normal spirit pool. He grins, because weak and balanced is exactly what he wanted. Han bows to Jingsu and tells her this is already more than enough for him. Jingsu watches him go and thinks the kid really did reach the top 3, so Fairy Shishuan wasn't wrong about his talent. With every abode picked, she tells the trio to follow their orbs, then gives 1 flat order to go. Han's orb drifts toward a green mountain stuffed with trees and running water. Deep in that mountain hides a tiny entrance, with light leaking straight out of the crack. The gap is so narrow at first that Han can barely squeeze his body through. Then the tight passage suddenly opens up into 1 huge wide space. A whole hidden world sits inside, with grand houses, carved stairs, and open land. Bamboo racks and mulberry trees line the ponds, all soaked in soft light. Green channels wind across the ground, and Han steps in to soak up the view. He lifts the white robe up in awe, thrilled with the paradise and the treasure both. Han slips the robe on. It's so light and clear that wearing it feels like nothing at all. He shrugs happily, the fabric sparkling across his shoulders. Han checks the emblem and figures if the defense is real. Even a nascent soul expert can't scratch him. That means he can finally just focus on cultivating. Han looks out from his ledge and mentions he carved a name outside the entrance, hoping folks read it as his cave. Down at the door, 2 visitors arrive, grumbling that this secluded spot took them forever to find. The white-haired one asks if this is really Han's abode. Mo, the purple-haired senior, admits he doubted it too, then tells him to look up. Carved into the stone wall is Han's motto, "Endure today for freedom tomorrow." Both of them go dead flat and agree it fits him perfectly, very Han-like indeed. Mo calls out that he, Mo Fucho, has come to visit. Han spins around, caught off guard, and asks Brother Mo. Han faces the pair and asks what he owes the pleasure of this visit. Mo smiles and says the sect keeps drawing missions against the viridescent nether cult. He invites Han to help wipe out one of the cult's branches. Mo leans in, saying he already scouted it, and that branch is loaded with pills that boost their cultivation. Han just raises a palm and thanks him, but says he's about to enter seclusion for a breakthrough and wishes them luck. The white-haired one gapes at that. A breakthrough already? Is Han really pushing for the golden core realm? Han waves it off with something like that, then turns to head into his seclusion. Mo lunges and grabs his wrist before he can slip away. Mo warns that reaching Golden Core is brutal and the tribulation will be far nastier than his last one. He dangles first pick of the tribulation pills if Han joins. Han's face twitches, and Mo figures the cultivation angle always reels him in. Mo stares dead into his eye and swears he can already spot the hesitation there. Then the system pops up. Help them for one inferior spirit stone, or stay low-key and pocket a piece of equipment. Han thinks the answer could not be more obvious. The white-haired one hypes the mission hard, promising success will lift their name across the whole Jade Pure sect. Han just says sorry, he's not interested in fame or fortune, and the two seniors freeze. He swears if the sect ever hits real danger, he'll risk his life for it. But right now, the dark look on his face says he only wants to be left alone. Outside Han's place, two senior disciples are heading off, and one of them just can't make sense of the talented guy at all. Both agree Han is plenty strong, but way too timid, since nobody gets anywhere hiding in seclusion year after year. The other senior stays calm about it. He figures Han will come around because you can't chase real opportunities while locked away alone. The rival is less patient. He thinks that if he grabs the right elixirs himself, he could finally surpass Han for good. From behind, he swears it out loud that he'll prove he's not the least bit weaker, and one day, Han will look back with regret. Right then, the system rewards Han for turning that disciple down, handing him a little universe belt with a huge storage space inside. He hugs it and thanks the system on the spot. 2 years later, that same belt rides on his waist. His 6 spiritual powers have all reached perfection, so he's finally set to break into the Golden Core realm. Han steadies himself and refuses to rush it. Only about 3 in 10 Foundation establishment cultivators ever push through to a Golden Core. He settles cross-legged on a bare rock, spiritual energy curling around him as the breakthrough starts. Above him, the sky turns black fast, heavy storm clouds rolling in for the heavenly tribulation. Han knows the real trap now, that forming a core makes it easy for an inner demon to surface. If he fails the breakthrough here, the tribulation could strike him dead, or the inner demon could drive him mad. Right on cue, a red figure peels out of him. The demon wears Han's own face, cackles once, then leans in and asks him to name whatever he wants. Eyes still shut, Han lets the thing dangle the usual bait, asking if he's after money or women. The demon grins wider, its red eye glowing. Sure, it just found the crack in his heart. It pushes harder, telling Han to quit hiding his power and claim sainthood, or rule over every living being, just say the word. Han only asks, okay, and? The demon locks up. Han's eyes flash red, while he wonders what "and" is even supposed to mean. He's not impressed at all. He calls the inner demon lame for such a short menu, lights up his palm, and wipes it out with a cheerful goodbye. The demon is gone, exterminated in a single move, and Han stretches an arm out, ready to throw everything into the breakthrough. His eye flashes as the storm finishes massing. He looks up at the black sky and mutters, "Speak of the devil." Tribulation lightning tears the clouds open, and Han calls out his 6 paths reincarnation technique to meet it head-on. Light explodes as he triggers the golden cicada robe, the whole peak swallowed in one blinding flash. 7 days later, the system makes it official. He reached Golden Core and earned a Keelan sword plus the 6-path soul absorption technique. His lifespan jumps again, and he throws up 2 thumbs. Riding the high, he sets a loose goal to hit the nascent soul realm inside 100 years, and jokes that anything slower counts as a flat loss. Back in his cave, Han sprawls on the floor and decides to check his relationships panel before he settles in to cultivate. His eye snaps wide, and sweat beads down the second the relationship log fills the screen. The log shows his friend Lee getting jumped by fiendish cultivators again and again, badly wounded and barely escaping each time. Even the sect couldn't keep him safe. Han starts to fear the cult has launched a full assault on the sect. He decides to go check on his master in person. The moment he arrives, his eyes blow wide at the scene waiting for him. The sect is a smoking wreck. Voices call out that a hurt outer disciple is at the gate and beg the lightly injured to clear room for the worst cases. Bandaged bodies are sprawled everywhere. One disciple knocked out cold with his whole arm wrapped up. Han stands silent among the wounded, taking in how bad things got while he was away. The blonde senior sister passing out supplies spots him and brightens that he came back, then relays that Master wants him the instant he turns up. Han walks straight in and drops into a deep bow, greeting his master. Kneeling low, he admits he rushed off to cultivate right after the inner assessment and never came to visit, then asks to be punished. The master watches him coldly and says she's surprised he even remembered to return. She'd assumed he already betrayed her. Han breaks into a nervous sweat and starts trying to explain himself. She cuts straight to the point. The sect is about to face a disaster like nothing it has seen before. Her stare hardens as she tells him she'll hand him exactly one chance. The chance drops like a blade. Leave the sect, right now. Han's whole face freezes, completely blindsided. Han freezes at the order and asks if the master is serious, if the Jade Pure sect is truly in danger. It feels wrong to him. He treats it like a game menu, wondering if he should just take the first option. The system spells out the deal. Leave for a bottle of chi condensation pills, or stay till the sect falls and earn rare gear and a manual. Instead of grabbing a prize, Han flips it around and asks the master what happens to her. The master doesn't flinch. Survive or perish, she says. She stays with the Jade Pure sect. That settles it for Han. If she won't run, then he won't run either. He grins through the wind and tells her straight, he will follow his master anywhere. The reply catches the master off guard, and a small amused, "Oh," slips out. Then the system pings him. Her favorability hit 3 stars, and Han already schemes that one more makes her a companion. Han shakes off the thought and goes lofty. Death finds everyone, he says, but he will never abandon his master. Then he wrecks the moment with honesty. If a hopeless enemy shows up, he will save his own skin first. The master shakes her head. She never really taught him anything, so there is no reason to go this far. Han refuses to hear it. For 60-odd years, she treated him better than anyone, never punishing his mistakes. He just wants her to live long and safe. The master softens, admits the danger was overblown, but calls his loyalty kind. Then she smirks and teases him. She told him to leave early because he has always been a coward about dying. The master offers to help. She asks if his cultivation stalled and offers to train him herself, like the senior sister. Han turns her down flat, and her calm cracks. She snaps that he dares reject her offer, then waves him off as he bolts. Once he is gone, the master turns to the senior sister and orders her to reach the cave before Han. She hands over a small storage pouch and lays out the plan. Everything the junior needs is packed inside. The senior sister locks in, one red eye going sharp, and answers that she understands the task. Later, Han reaches his own cave and stops cold. The senior sister is already inside his private abode. His eyes bug out at the setup. He can barely form words, staring at the strange gear. The senior sister explains the master sent her to raise a formation and plant spirit herb seeds for the cave's kyoi. The ruby array hides the entrance and traps intruders in an illusion, while the herbs feed the cave on their own. Han admits he never knew she was this skilled. She puffs up about her alchemy, talismans, and a pile of other arts. Han bows and thanks both women for everything. The senior sister brushes it off, saying no thanks are needed. Then she gets a soft, warm look. After some time, she offers, maybe she will move over and keep him company. Han only sweats and hesitates. He asks, dead serious, if she just wants to take advantage of his upgraded cave. The question insults her. The senior sister explodes that all he thinks about is cultivation and screams at him to get lost, right as he prepares to leave the sect. 5 years slip by, and Han is still hidden deep in his cave, far from the fights tearing up the sect. He sits cross-legged and checks his stats. Thunder potential, 3rd level of the Golden Core realm. His system feeds him sect gossip. His old friends keep getting jumped by fiendish cultivators, and he's glad he never tagged along. Then an alert cuts in, flagging a bearer of Tier Providence close by. Han freezes. That reading means an outsider is standing right at his cave, and sweat beads on his face. The system pulls a file. The intruder is xianxia, eldest core disciple of the enemy viridescent nether cult, a killer since childhood. Han wonders if he came alone. Outside, Chen studies the huge words carved in the stone. If the kid is alone, the upper hand is his. He reads the sect motto, endure today for freedom tomorrow, and scoffs that these Jade Pure people are spineless cowards. Then it clicks. Nobody carves letters this big for nothing, so he guesses the cliff hides a cave abode. Chen scans the misty rocks for a way in, but the entrance stays completely hidden. Inside, Han hears the coward jab, and it stings. He really is one, sure, but his hand still twitches toward his sword. He double-checks that the intruder came solo. Once he's certain, Han drops the act and calls this guy done for. Chen's eyes go wide. Out of nowhere, a wave of pure killing intent locks onto him. A streak of sword light rips across the clearing before he can even turn around. The 3 pure shadow sword slams into Chen in a golden flash that lights the whole ridge. The chi tears through his guard and hurls his whole body sideways off his feet. Chen can't believe it. The strike is packed with spirit energy, and the blast hammers him into the ground. He lands hard on the cracked rock. He never got a single chance to swing back. Blood runs down his mask as Chen throws a hand up and begs the elder for mercy. Han's voice asks what a cultist wants inside the Jade Pure sect. Chen swears it's a misunderstanding, that he just wandered past, but it doesn't add up. Chen did his research, and no swordmaster this sharp is listed anywhere in their ranks. Then a scary thought hits him. Unless this is the great grand elder of the entire sect. Han stands over him and calmly lists it all, his fiendish nature and his rank in the cult, then asks how it would go if he handed Chen to the sect. Chen panics that a stranger knows his whole past. That breaks him. Chen drops to his knees, admits he was wrong, and begs to be spared. Chen sizes the young man up and can't square it. This handsome kid reads as only 9th level foundation establishment, far too weak for that hit. Han, meanwhile, is already scheming to hold him as a bargaining chip. Han's fist locks around the hilt, and the blade catches a sharp glint of light. Chen scrambles for leverage and threatens him. Let him leave alive, or he will kill the elder's disciple. His bloodied eye darts around for a hostage. Then a flat voice cuts in from behind. Sorry to interrupt. It's Han right behind him, dropping the punchline flat. He doesn't have a single disciple to threaten. Chen instantly folds, swearing he was only kidding, forehead pressed to the floor. Inside, he decides that weak reading has to be a fake. Han just looks bored. He can't tell if the famous core disciple is this pathetic, or if his sword art is simply that strong. He scratches his head and tells Chen to get up and follow. Chen springs up, thanking the senior for sparing him. They head deeper into the cave, past wet stone and the slow drip of water. Han knows he can't cage this guy by force, so he'll keep him with tricks. Chen finally sees a formation was hiding the entrance. Truth is, Han only knows how to slash and kill, not how to pin a stronger foe. He bets Chen is overrating him, and that fear is all that keeps the cultist from running. To sell the bluff, Han bares his chest and tells Chen to stab him with all he's got. Chen freezes, sure the senior wants an excuse to kill him. Chen backs off fast, insisting he already gets his mistakes and knows what he did wrong. Han pushes anyway, safe behind his golden cicada divine robe that no blade can pierce. He won't blame Chen, but Chen refuses to swing and kowtows again. Han gives up and just hires him. From now, Chen stays in the cave to grow his spirit herbs and cultivate on the side. Chen mumbles okay, while Han wonders how a feared cultist became the biggest coward he has ever met. Deep in the hidden cave, rows of spirit herbs glow under drifting motes of light, quiet and untouched. Han sits cross-legged in the middle of it all, eyes shut, pouring another calm day into his cultivation. Off in the brush, the masked cultist, Chen watches and grumbles that this elder never once leaves the cave. Chen wipes off sweat and admits he's been stuck here a whole year, and every day delays the report his cult waits on. He leans on his blade, sure his master and the cult elders are worried sick their top disciple vanished this long. Chen finally floats the idea of ambushing him, betting a man this careless while cultivating is his best opening. He curls his hand as dark ki coils around it, swearing that with real strength he'd make this elder pay 100-fold. The black blade sweeps down at Han's back as Chen names himself the dread fiend of the viridescent nether cult. His eye burns bloodshot for one breath as every last ounce of nerve gathers behind the strike. Then the nerve snaps. Chen twists the swing into a goofy flip and chirps he only smacked a mosquito for the elder. Red-faced, Chen offers to tidy the whole cave and nudges the old man to step out and soak up some sunshine. He flashes an innocent, sparkly grin, and right then, Han's system pings that Chen's hatred climbed to 4 stars. 4 stars is the point where Chen would fight to the death, so the cultist keeps waiting for Han to leave and slip away. Chen's eyes narrow as he vows that the moment he escapes, he'll bring the whole cult down on the Jade Pure sect. He calls it fair payback for the miserable year this elder has dragged him through. Chen's eye blows wide with panic because someone right behind him just moved. A blade of white light rips across the space before he can even turn his masked head. Han rises inside a burst of light, dark sword shadows fanning wide as he names the strike. 3 sword shadows as one. Han looks down cold and tells Chen he wasted his chance, since obedience would have at least kept him useful as a hostage. Blood sprays the floor, and Han sighs, this gets messy, since a dead cult prodigy always drags his elders after the killer. He rubs the back of his head and sweats, the face of a man who just handed himself a brand new problem. On cue, a cult elder tears up out of the ground in a storm of purple ki, face bandaged and eyes glowing red. The elder's rotted eye locks onto him, and he roars that the brat is dead for killing his beloved disciple. A chi-wrapped hand stretches out toward Han, while the elder demands to hear his name. Dead calm, Han says his name is Cao Cao, and coolly asks the furious old man for his in return. The elder barks his own name back and swears he'll remember this Cao Cao, promising only death waits for him. The purple ki drains away, and Han stands alone, the fresh threat still hanging in the cold cave air. His system flashes the elder's card at a full 5 stars, but Han clocks him as only 8th level nascent soul, still a foe he can handle. Then he shrugs that he'll just call the sect to send someone and mop the blood off his floor. 8 years roll by. A red-haired woman strides up to the cave mouth, calling for her darling and asking if he's home. The woman leans in with a warm grin, clearly used to barging into this place whenever she likes. She bounces inside, blowing hearts for her darling, and a flat voice tells Lady Xing to learn to knock, since his senior sister, and now she treat his barrier like it's for show. Han asks what brings Lady Xing all the way out, and she beams that he has to see the little babies she carried in. She holds up a bottle of pure jade pills with a whole row more behind it, saying she stockpiled them for years for him to take freely. Han shakes his head and tells her to carry them back, since he honestly does not need them anymore. He tells her to keep the pills for herself, since she's only reached the 3rd stage of Foundation establishment. Lady Xing's face falls, a single tear welling up as those words start to sting. Her eyes go wide the moment it hits her, and she whispers a stunned "could it be?" Han turns away and warns Lady Xing to tell no one about his breakthrough, then adds that if she truly wants to be his companion, he tells her she'll have to cultivate far harder, or in a few hundred years he becomes an immortal, while she's long turned to bones. Lady Xing goes silent, as Han says her deep love would only turn into a punishment on him. She takes it the wrong way completely, beaming that she'll go beg for golden core pills so her darling can cultivate in peace, while Han scrambles that this is not what he meant. The viridescent nether cult keeps its war hall deep underground, and the air sits cold and dead still. A long shelf of skulls lines one wall, every hollow socket lit with a sick green glow. The masked elders sit in a ring, and one gripes they still can't corner the old sect man they've hunted for years. At the head sits their leader, a broad man with a wild red mane and a heavy fur cloak. This is the cult master, already at the peak of nascent soul. A bandaged elder says the old man dodges them on purpose to keep them distracted. Another cultist says, forget the runaway and storm the Jade Pure sect. A calmer voice warns a second old monster hides in there, so charging in blind is suicide. Still, the hall gets loud fast. Elder after elder offers his own fighters for the attack, then asks their leader what he wants to do. The cult master tells them not to rush. They sank everything into one prized disciple who died in that sect. But this time is different. He is about to become a god. He grins and lays out the math. If his breakthrough lands, their odds against the Jade Pure sect hit 90%. The room freezes. One elder chokes out the word soul formation realm, barely believing it. They ask if their master is truly certain about a leap that huge. His eye burns deep orange as he answers that he has been preparing for this climb for decades. His whole face lights up, both eyes glowing gold. He swears he is 90% sure and needs only 30 more years. The cult roars as one. Once the Jade Pure sect falls, they vow to butcher its men and defile its women, until every cultivator dreads their name. One elder swears to avenge his disciple. That bandaged elder narrows one red eye and hisses a promise to the man who fooled him. Just wait, Cao Cao. Enjoy the little time you have left. Far from all that plotting, 10 quiet years slip past. A cheerful disciple bounces around. Thrilled, her cultivation keeps climbing toward nascent soul. She throws both arms wide in a mid-air split and cheers that she has never felt this strong. She drags Han's senior sister along, and the two float up to his mountain for a visit. Han grumbles they could respect his cave barrier a little. His senior sister laughs that she built the formation herself, so slipping past is nothing. She holds up a small vial and says she brought rare spirit herbs. Planted by his pool, they will fatten the chi until his cave is the richest around. She waves off his thanks. admitting the whole gift came from their master, and she is only here for the digging. The cheerful disciple beams and gushes that no elder spoils them better. Then his senior sister turns quiet. She says a man named Iron, ranked just under Han, passed away 2 years back. Han's head lifts, caught off guard. He repeats the name slowly and asks if Elder Iron is really gone. She explains his talent was poor, so he spent his whole life cultivating and still died old. His apprentice sent word that Iron wanted to see Han before the end. Han frowns and asks why Iron would want him at his deathbed. His senior sister shrugs that she has no idea, since the two barely knew each other. Han goes silent, and his mind sinks far back. He was the baby whose parents fled the sect and never returned, dumped there at 6 with nobody to claim him. The tiny version of Han stands there lost, while the sect hands fret over what to do with an abandoned child. One worker wonders if they should hunt down the runaway parents. Another sighs that he feels awful for the boy. Then a hard shadow of an elder cuts in. Since the parents are gone, the child inherits their labor and does it without a single day of rest. He argues the boy will cope, and grinding chores still beat, leaving him to starve out in the cold. Young Han grows up hauling loads and cracking a whip over a pen of fat pigs. Looking back, plenty of what Iron put him through was flat out cruel. Still, across all those years, Iron never once hurt him. Here the small boy gulps down a full bowl of food without fear. In his own gruff way, the old elder even looked after him. Han owns up that for a long time he truly hated Elder Iron, but he admits the truth under it. Without that harsh old man pushing him so hard, Han would never have climbed this high. Han calls it the plain path of cultivation, where people keep dying along the way. He tells his senior sister to train hard, because if she ever died on him, he honestly would not know how to carry on. His senior sister goes still at that, her red eyes softening. Then a small smile slips onto her face, and she teases him for being a stinky little junior who, she always figured, never cared about her. She says the planting is done and heads back to her own training, so she can spend more of the long years near Han as he cultivates. She waves goodbye. Once the cave falls quiet again, Han stands alone in his blue robes, his head bowed low. For a moment, his one open eye stares off, every trace of the earlier cheer now gone. He steps up to a fresh memorial stone raised for Elder Iron and quietly wishes the old man a rebirth into a kinder family. The stone bears only Elder Iron's name on the cold cliff. The starving boy that gruff man once whipped into shape now stands near godhood and sends him off with a wish, not a grudge. The quiet won't last, though. A whole cult is still counting the years until they hunt the man they call Chow Chow. Han just hit 100 years old, still masked and grinding, when a brand new system window pops open. It offers a simulation trial. He can pick any opponent, set their power, and fight them for real with zero risk. No repercussions, unlimited tries. Han grins and calls the thing flat out overpowered. He's always wondered how strong he really is, so he taps yes without a second thought. The window swallows him and drags him up into the trial space. His whole body warps through as a voice welcomes him inside. Han lands on his feet, dazed, half sure this is all inside his own head. The system says to pick anyone he knows, and he jokes that fighting himself would be messed up. He scrolls straight for the strongest name on the list and locks it in. The sect master appears, an 8th level nascent soul monster, a perfect copy of the real man Han serves under. For a beat, Han just stares at that identical face. Then the copy blurs and comes at him, far too fast to track. The sect master rushes in with 7 illusionary steps, grinning, not holding back an inch. Han quits playing around and answers with his 3 pure shadow sword. The blades fire out and blow the sect master clean off his feet. But the dust settles wrong, and Han's face drops. The giant stands there golden and huge, the shadow swords bouncing off his heavenly constellation golden body. The titan grins down at him, so Han switches to something heavier. He unloads the 9 Dragons Devil Expelling Seal with everything he has. The strike falls like a small sun onto that golden hide. It bursts into a pillar of light that eats the whole arena. The blast hurls the titan back through the smoke. Gold and blue energy rip past each other in the shockwave. His huge arm crashes down as the seal finally pins him to the floor. Even then the sect master rises, eyes burning, only pushed back. Han admits it plainly. An 8th level nascent soul is still over his head. Then the system offers to dial the enemy's power up or down at will. Han's eyes light up, because now the trial just got way more fun. Meanwhile, the real Jade Pure sect sits under black storm clouds in full panic. An old elder asks whether the report is really true. The sect master says a new enemy just cleared his tribulation and is still settling that power. One elder pins hope on their master, but his essence soul can't reach the soul formation realm. Another wonders aloud if they should beg for outside help. The sect master already wrote to every orthodox sect, and not one has answered. A silver-haired elder goes quiet, since their strongest elder has been gone for years with no way to reach him. Someone says there's no other way, but at their level, charging in just gets everyone killed. The sect master plays his trump card. Nobody has ever broken his golden body, so it may be their only shot. And right as the sect master brags, back in the trial, the result flashes. That unbreakable shell splits open, a higher nascent soul enemy dead in one hit. Han just sits cross-legged, grinning, calling the trial fun, while his sect has no clue their monster is already unbeatable. Hands nose deep in a manual on the golden body art, picturing a gold-skinned muscle man. Then the sky rips open over the peak and lightning cracks straight down. Blue energy twists into a giant dragon coiling over the whole valley. From high up, the mountaintop is a blown-out crater with one tiny figure dead center. That figure sits inside a roaring sphere of white light, a heaven-shaking tribulation. It's Han. 10 years maxed all 6 of his potentials, and now he forces the nascent soul jump. Lightning hammers the peak as a woman screams for her junior brother down below. It's the senior sister. Sure, he's only reaching for the golden core realm. Worst timing ever. Her face hardens. If the nether cult reaches him, the broken tribulation could kill him. She clenches a golden gauntlet and admits protecting him is past her strength. Lightning keeps pounding the summit. The moment he steps out, she'll rush him off to hide. Heading to the cave, she sighs at the worst part. She went and fell for the guy. 10 days later, the invasion hits. Bandaged fiends with red eyes rip through the grounds. In the chaos, a lone figure gets hurled backward through the thick black smoke. The senior sister's eyes snap wide. She feels the fiendish aura and knows they're here. It's coming from the main peak. By pure luck, they skipped Han's cave entirely. She crouches low, dreading how bad it would be to haul him to the intersect now. Then it clicks. If Han just stays put, he's safe. So she flies off to help her master. She rockets across the peaks, begging her junior brother to please stay in the cave. Inside, Han rises. The breakthrough lands, nascent soul realm, and his core technique evolved too. Golden light wraps his hand as all 6 potentials fuse into the 6 paths potential. He opens his palm, and the fused energy swirls gold across his skin. A tiny glowing nascent soul forms beside him, drinking spirit chi from heaven and earth. A window pops. A nasty ghost deity sword unlocks. His lifespan rockets near 1,000 years. Then a red alert cuts in. His Jade Pure sect is already under attack by the Nether cult. His head whips around. Stunned, the invasion kicked off while he was breaking through. Another notification flashes across his eye, and he groans, wondering what now. It flags the top threat, Duan Tong Tian, the cult leader at Soul Formation Realm. 0 chance. Han forces calm. He beat a nascent soul enemy back at Golden Core, so this might be doable. He fires up a simulation trial, and the view drops onto the sect drowning in smoke. Disciples get overrun, one cut down mid-swing while the rest scream to retreat. The bandaged cult leader looms with a burning purple pillar blazing behind him. He spreads his arms and orders his disciples to torch the place and slaughter everyone. If they can't find the sect master, he'll take the disciples as tributes for his dead student. Then the trial ends, 1 minute flat, and Han just stares. Duan Tongtian, a soul formation monster, amounts to that little, and now our guy is coming for the cult. If you made it this far, subscribe and drop a comment, and I'll see you in the next one.